All right, another storm, another video here. Whew, look at the development of this guy. It's a big storm all the way from the lakes all the way down here. Man, imagine you live down in the panhandle of Florida here, just getting crushed. Tallahassee is about to get rocked by this squall line right here. Um, yeah, so bigger storm, more snow, right? Well, not necessarily. Hold on. This one's gonna be a big story of temperatures here. So if we kind of just take a look at where this is, rotating around this kind of central point in this region here. If we take that over to the temperature maps, so again, here we've got that kind of fulcrum with the storm rotating around that center point. Um, I mean, there is not a temperature within this storm that really is below freezing. I mean, if you look at the periphery of the storm, we got the greens here sitting in between 30 and 40, getting into the 50s in the center of this storm, and hot wants to rise. The jet stream wants to push things to the east. So this is going to track right for us. And we're looking at warmer temperatures. Now, we've got this kind of cold air mass that's sitting over us in the northeast. Cold is more dense, tends to sink. Warm is less dense, tends to rise. So we're going to have the storm kind of over this cold air mass that's kind of sitting over us right now. But this is a big storm, and it's going to push this air out of the way. So we'll start off. It's mid-20s out right now. So we'll start off with some cold temps and this storm. So probably some rain, some snow or mixed precip. But as this storm pushes this air out of here, the story is going to be increasing temps, mixed precip into rain. So probably some pretty treacherous conditions. And also, we really haven't seen this kind of wet, heavy snow situation. So get those generators out. Probably going to see a lot of down limbs and things like that because we just haven't had the heavy, wet snow to pull those things down yet this season. So just kind of I don't know, just my opinion there on that. How much precipitation, you ask? What a good question. Take a look at the precip maps here. Look at this. This is ridiculous. So again, the story of this year is just lots of warm temps, unfrozen grounds, especially in like southern region here, warmer Gulf, and so increased evaporation. So we've got a lot more moisture content in some of these storms. I mean, look at this for Westchester into Connecticut here, and even in the Adirondacks too. But southern New York into Long Island here, we're looking at like 4 or 5 inches precip in this map is done in rain. 4 or 5 inches of rain in 24 hours is a huge amount of rain. So southern New York into Long Island, Connecticut, probably extensive flooding in this region here. Again, because we're dealing with a rain situation. And so, yeah, and the Adirondacks supposed to get some pretty heavy precip too. So, what's going on there? What's the temperature going to be like at 5,300 feet in the top of Marcy? What's the lapse rate and what's the temperature? But nobody lives up there at the top of the mountains. And so the story for all of us who live in the valleys and at normal elevations is really going to be one of starting with some cooler temperatures, snow, but then as this storm kind of moves up, for sure, switching over to mixed precip and then eventually into rain for sure. And based on the size of the storm, we're looking at a pretty extended period of precipitation here. I mean, we could be looking at, in the order of 30 to 40 hours, right? Like a day and a half or so of precip from when this storm kind of hits us to when we clear this storm. So yeah, a pretty substantial, sizable kind of storm that's going to hit us. But unfortunately for the skiers, snowboarders, snowmobilers, and anybody else who likes snow sports, a lot of rain on this one. Bummer. What's coming our way after the little sneak peek here? This is kind of cool. So we got this storm hitting us, but then look at this super cold weather kind of coming our way after. We're going to turn everything into an ice skating rink here. Super cold temperatures, 0, -10s. This is going to come our way, and behind it, we've got this next storm that's kind of developing. And I'm not going to talk too much about this right now, but it's this series when you have like super cold air with a storm behind it. Again, because like cold wants to kind of settle and the storm wants to kind of go over top, right? It's this series here that's going to kind of set up a system for more snow. So we'll keep our eye on this. This is going to be later this week, maybe into the weekend kind of thing, or maybe later this week. It's only Tuesday. So maybe later this week, but keep an eye on this. But yeah, the story for the next 24, 48 hours for us is going to be increasing temperatures, probably starting off with some snow, mixed precip this afternoon into, mixed to rain tonight and probably into tomorrow morning as well. I mean, it's going to take a while for this to clear. So probably rain into tomorrow morning and maybe even afternoon as well.